What's happening, guys? Hopefully you can hear me. Forgive my Arsenal top here is a bit creased. I literally just dug it out of my case right now. My suitcases, I'm in the truck. But yeah. So I know I've made a video for probably about a week now. Usually at this time of the week I do the YG's weekly roundup, wrap up. But also we had no football, we had just internationals. But I thought I'd touch on this Pepé contract termination, right? So I did make a video previously about, Arsenal may terminate his contract, right? Which I think is just fucking ridiculous. So we've got that to talk about, and we've also got the Champions League squad to talk about, because there's a certain name in there that stood out that was in the Champions League squad. I'm thinking, I think I know what's going on here. So let's talk about this. Stick them sweatsuits and them corny hats. Let's talk about it. So we paid 72 million for Nicolas Pepé. Man like salt and pepper, fam. We paid 72 million. Yeah. He joined us from League One side Nice for at the time the club record fee in 2019, 72 million pounds. Right. He's made 112 appearances for the Gunners, scoring 27 times. Now, output was apparently the problem at the club, right? For Pepé, it was all about his output ain't that brilliant and blah blah blah, right? But for me, he did his job when he came here. He did his job. Got off to a slow start, but he did his job. Yeah. Pepé has been in Istanbul this week ahead of a potential move to this was when he left and hadn't signed for that club yet. Once Arsenal's club record signing has left the club after his contract was terminated. So I don't get, we're terminating contracts and so that the player can go, just so we can just let them go because nobody wants to buy. You see how ridiculous this club is? How it's run? We have agreed with Nicolas Pepé to terminate his contract with immediate effect.
Stop it. Get some help.
Ivory Coast international side for the Gunners, 72 million in August 2019, 112 appearances, scoring 27 times. The 28-year-old last played for Mikel Arteta's side in a 5-1 win over Everton May 2022, and spent last term on loan at Nice. Pepé has been in Istanbul this weekend and they'd put a move, and I don't know about that. See, I don't like the way man like Salt and Pepper were treated at this club, to be fair. No. I mean, I said it in my video already. What's Nketiah done to warrant giving the chances that he's been given? He's got given a number 14 shirt. He's been given chance after chance. You know what I mean? Man only managed 4 goals in the Premier League last season for the amount of time that he had. You know what I mean? For the amount of time that he had while Jesus was injured. You know what I mean? And he only managed about 4 goals. But Pepe's output was a problem, even though on his debut season, not only did he, did he provide the assist for one of the goals against Man City in a FA Cup, and not to mention he actually put the ball in the back of the net with a screamer before it was ruled off because Maitland-Niles was offside when he made the pass back into onside play for the pass to then go to Pepé for him to then put the ball in the back of the net. You know what I mean? Pepé was clinical when this team last won a major trophy, but his output was apparently the problem.
Stop the cap.
You know what I mean? He wasn't being messy every single week. So excuse us if he wasn't hitting the ground running straight away. You know what I mean? But we've got players at this club that aren't as good as Pepé, in my opinion. So is that the Turkish club? Trabzonspor. I don't know if you pronounce it that way. I doubt it. Right? I don't like the way this went. I think it's disgusting. In all fairness, I think it is, and I think we lost ourselves a decent backup for Saka. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because let's face it, we can all say that Reece Nelson is the backup for Saka, right? But we know that it's Martinelli that's going to get sacrificed in games, or whoever plays as a striker, for Reece Nelson to come on. Reece Nelson came on against Man United, and he came in Martinelli's place, which meant Saka still stayed on the pitch. You know what I mean? So what's going to happen is we're just going to keep overplaying Saka. I don't have a problem with Saka playing. I have a problem with overplaying him. You know what I mean? For me, I don't think he needs to start every single game, personally. You know what I mean? I do think you could throw Trossard on the right. You can have Jesus even go on the right. You know what I mean? It's the issue is Saka could have a shit game. Martinelli will have a better game, but it's Martinelli that'll get subbed off. You know what I mean? For somebody who would and could play in Saka's position. That's the problem as well. You know what I mean? More players have gone out than come in. Right? Now, let me get onto the Champions League squad, right? Because this is where, you know, things get too bit interesting. Right? Let me just go to the post that I saw. And I'll read you who's the teams, the squad, right? So, the Champions League squad: goalkeepers, Aaron Ramsdale, David Raya, James Hilson. We'll work our way from attack to the defence. Forwards: Leandro Trossard, which, you know, judging by the way Arteta's treating him, is a bit of a surprise. Bukayo Saka, Martinelli, Reece Nelson, Nketiah, Jesus. Midfielders: El Nene, Jorginho, Partey, Declan Rice, Odegaard, Havertz, Vieira, and Smith Rowe. Judging by the way Smith Rowe's getting treated, I'm surprised he even made it. You know what I mean? He even got El Nene in the squad. Damn! Now, the last Champions League goal we scored, he actually scored it. Defenders. Cedric. You know, the player that was on loan last season. But he's allowed the chance, right? I don't know how you pronounce his name. Lino So. Is he better than Tine? Tomiyasu, Zinchenko, Ben White, Gabriel, Jakub Kiwior, William Saliba. So that's our defense going into this Champions League. We've got Sousa. What the fuck is this asshole? Don't know how good he is, to be fair. Right? Well, he said, I think he's one of the youngsters or something. Cedric. So we know that Cedric is going to be cover for left back more than anything. Even though he's a right back, he'll be left back. Because Arteta was on goofiness. You're telling me Tini ain't good enough to be in this Champions League squad? Emotional damage. Is that what man are telling me? A man are telling me Tini is not good enough to be in this squad? I want to know what level of crack is being smoked.
Stop it. Get some help.
You know what I mean? Does anyone think this squad would win the Champions League? Nope. With the way Arteta is being goofy with his team. Oh hell no! You know what I mean? Does anyone think that you're telling me Tini was not good enough to be in this Champions League squad? You're telling me Pepé wasn't good enough to be a backup at least on the right side? Now, when it comes to midfield, we can say what we want about Kai Havertz, because we can all say he ain't good enough. But at the end of the day, he was the reason Chelsea won. Now, I'm not saying that to say, oh, well, that means Havertz is whatever, but Havertz, he has actually proved himself in the Champions League. He has earned his stripes like that. You know what I mean? But looking at him, the way he's playing, taking him into the Champions League, playing him in the position that we're playing him in, is suicidal. But at the same time, somehow Chelsea, and that Chelsea team wasn't great either. None of the Chelsea sides that won the Champions League were great. You know what I mean? We've seen the Chelsea side of 2008. That was better than the one that won it in 2012, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Chelsea of 2005 to 2008 shockingly never won the Champions League. But two worse Chelsea sides did.
Damn!
You know what I mean? One thing I will say is, should we all be alive and fortunate to see Arsenal ever lift the Champions League trophy? The Arsenal side that does it, it will not be a great Arsenal side, I'm telling you. It won't be a good Arsenal side. The Arsenal side, let's just say somebody said, within the next 40 years, Arsenal will win the Champions League, 100% will win it, right? I guarantee you that Arsenal side will be nowhere near the Arsenal of 1998 to 2006.
Nope.
Won't be. It'll be an Arsenal side where it's like, where that come from? We weren't even that great. You know what I mean? We weren't brilliant. We just happened to turn up in the Champions League. You know what I mean? You look at the Arsenal side that won the FA Cup in 2017 and 2020. That Arsenal side couldn't even get top four. You know what I mean? Couldn't even get themselves in the Champions League. In 2015 and 14 and then retained it. 2015, you know what I mean? Got top four, and to be fair, we didn't play shit in the FA Cup of that season, apart from the 2015 one, the semi-final against Reading, we were struggling. And the semi-final against Wigan, actually, we were struggling. You know what I mean? Now, this Arsenal side, it's not the worst team we've seen, right? Under a different manager that's got his stripes in the Champions League, a different manager could win that Arsenal side at a Champions League.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that manager would be able to get the best out of players that we might not think are up to scratch. Oh, yeah, there's Jorginho as well. All the trophies he's won in England have been European trophies. Champions League being one of them. So we've got two players in there that have Champions League pedigree, right? Yeah, we've got two players in there. We've got two Champions League winners in our squad, both playing midfield. You know what I mean? So let's hope us taking him in the Champions League, it's going to help, because, you know, look how he was in Europa League last season. You know what I mean? The Pepé situation, I think, is disgusting. And the Champions League squad, I just think it's funny how Cedric gets to come back into Arsenal and he gets a chance. You know what I mean? But Tine, nope. Somebody needs a slap. You know what I mean? Anyways, I'm done with this video. I don't know what Eddie was smoking. Having another contract terminated. There was somebody else's contract was terminated. We're letting players go for free.
Stop it. Get some help.
You know what I mean? You know when you're struggling to sell something, so you just want to just get rid of it. That's what we're doing. You know what I mean? 72 million we paid for Pepé. Couldn't even at least use him as a right-sided right wing to back up Saka. Couldn't even at least do that. Let Balogun go for pennies like I predicted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if he was a Chelsea player or anybody else, he's going for more than that.
Yeah.
That's just how the club is, though, innit? Anyways, like the video, share the video, comment, subscribe to the channel, follow all the socials, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.